I decided to do a little garage update and bike update and things going on update. Hadn't gone live in a while, haven't uploaded a whole bunch, but it's Monday, we did chest day, and we're here in the garage. Wanted to kind of let you know what's going on. So I'm just giving it a couple minutes. I'm going to turn the old camera around. The garage is a mess. Let's see here. Got the KKE wheels. Oh, good grief. There's stuff. There's debris all over the floor. Got DRZs. Got my Bandit over there. It needs a thorough carb clean. I got a clogged jet. Got the E model over here. And again, the clutter, trying to hide it. We got the Banshee bike. And Banshee bike, the engine needs to come out. The Banshee bike needs to have an engine looking at an. And I have a very big suspicion that the seal needs some love. So it needs to be replaced. But the main thing that I've been working on, again, clutter everywhere, crazy, is, look at this tire tower over here, is this XR650L engine. And it's been a shit show. But what are you going to do? I've got a lot of progress on it. I've got all of the engine mounting bolts in place and torqued down, and I've just got some things to button up with it, get the exhaust on, get some oil in it, a few things button around, run a fuel line or two, hook the clutch lever up, and we'll be ready to do a test start. So that's where we're at on that. It's been a real kind of a pain. But I wanted to show, again, sorry about the debris, these KKE wheels on the DRZ. They're a little dirty, especially the rear one. Look at this. Whoop. Yeah, it's not the greatest. Oh. Wow. I think that's a rather ugly thing for you to say. Well, hello there, Taylor. Thank you for checking in. Yeah, people, please don't say, silly things like that in the chat there. Yeah. That's just not necessary. If you want to be ugly, go be ugly somewhere else. But yeah, I got these KKE wheels over here, and I originally bought those for this bike, and this is my 2012 DRZ 400 SM, or excuse me, S, and I wanted to have an SM set for it. This is also a stroker big bore, as this is a stroker big bore, as is the E model's stroker big bore. And I wanted to have a Supermoto set for it, and I saw these KKE wheels for a really good deal, and I thought, well, why not give it a try? So I did, and I even tried their brand model of the front rotor, and that's a 320 rotor. And this is a MotoMaster caliper and adapter done by Supermoto Racing. Oh, no. Yeah, you're not being rude there, Taylor. It's just this other guy is saying some pretty nasty stuff. I guess I'm going to have to get a moderator and knock some people out here. But good grief, I need to get a better angle on here. Sorry about that, friends. Let's zoom in. So the thing that makes this 4-piston setup over here special, man, this isn't that great of an angle, and I apologize. But Supermoto Racing machined some of the material away from the caliper to make it work for this. And these come with a 2-piston. Oh, I think there's some sort of Nissan deal. And they provide some power, but they come with a 310 rotor. And this is a 320 rotor. And this is, kind of an affordable or a value brand rotor, also the KKE brand. And, it's just a matter of trying stuff out. I got some street tires on here, and I wanted to see how they do. They do all right. I've got a stock 41 tooth rear sprocket on it, and it's a cush drive, and I have a stock OEM rear rotor on this, and it's working pretty good just using the GPR 300s, and they're working pretty good for me. All right, hey, would you send me a DM or do a hard comment on that so I can come back to it there, Taylor? Make sure if you're not subscribed, please do. But yeah, I'm trying that out. I have my OEM wheels that are in my tire room. And I have the Magic tires, as me and Jake call them, and everybody in the Discord, on them, and they're the Supermoto tires. Now it's a 165/55 in the rear and a 125/75 in the front. Slicks. And the only real issue I had is the 165 is made for a 5-inch wheel, and the profile, I don't get to use all of it. I get to use more of the front, but that's what we got. There's still hope that we might still go to the track again. I got a weepy fork seal on this S model, but I might foreshadow something. This will eventually be, I think I'm going to set this up with the SM front end and rear end. What I mean by that is swing arm and shock and everything. I have all the parts to do that, just so I have an easy. Oh, you can DM me on Instagram under the same name if you would like, or you can just make a hard comment on one of my other videos. That's effective as well. Kind of late night. Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. We're in Central Time, and this is just what time I have to do this stuff. But I got the XR650L, and for our other person over there, suck it, commie. Yeah, we're pretty red around here. But what I've done here is, this is the standard bore, but with an increased compression piston in it. Why did we do this? Oh, I also have a stage 1 cam on that. Why did we do this? Because, I got the old ring in here. But this shit the bed. And this isn't going to give me a good angle on it. But it was in bad shape. Yeah, you can see the meat chunks over here on the wall. It's bad. Part of the piston skirt came off, and it ate itself. So this is in place. I've got things kind of loosely set up, and this one's been kind of it's been a piece of crap, man. It's been hard to do this work. So that's what we've been working on. And I mean, literally, let's see, do I still have it over here? Well, there's a lot of carnage over here. Like, I broke tools getting the flywheel off, and I eventually just I had two options here. Here, I'm going to flip the camera around. I had two options. I could give up, throw in the towel, or what I could do is cut the flywheel off. Oh, the one back here, thanks for jumping in there, Nick. That is an XR650L, one of the guys that's kind of in my circle. I'm a sponsored rider as a brand ambassador for Bison Track Leathers. Make sure and tell them Dewey sent you. Make your order today so you can get your custom leathers for next season. Gauntlet gloves included, and they also offer custom boots. Like me, I'm going to get some too. But this is XR650L engine. Yo, right on, man. You sponsored with the Bison? Oh, that's right. Oh, right on. But yeah, this is 8. Well, I'm not a dirt bike racer. I do more supermoto, and I'm kind of tipping my toe into off-road, but I do road course stuff on the Gixxer 750 and 1000 just for fun. I've been known to make a cameo in some mini moto from time to time. But yeah, hold on just a second. I'm gonna get this piston. Don't go anywhere. You can see my beautiful face just any time here. Hold on, I'm coming back. So, yeah, it's probably more funner for people that started out doing it. I weigh 230 pounds, okay? I got gains, bro. Yeah, thanks a lot, Nick. I appreciate it. I think there was a guy here earlier that did not like it, and he said some pretty evil things about Charlie Kirk, and hey, I get it. This, politics is kind of a dirty, it's kind of a dirty thing, and I support who I support. This is not I'm not saying, oh, look at this, you need to do this if you don't like it. No, it's my freedom. I would be wearing a freedom shirt right now, but I got my freedom flexing right now, so take that. The people that want to talk trash probably skip leg day, or probably don't even have any cannons like I do. But what I wanted to share here, well, let's finish that thought. I have no exceptions for political violence. It's not acceptable. I don't advocate it for any side or any neutral side. But I do say one thing. If you get attacked, or if someone wants to square off with you, it's on, but they better bring their balls. And I bring my balls everywhere, including on the track. So I don't know if you saw that, Nick. I'm a DRZ 400 guy, okay? And I'm going to show you some more big swinging bowling balls right here. This is a Banshee engine, and this is a TC, I think it's a TE or TC 250, a 4-stroke, and it's supermotoed here. But it's a Banshee engine, and I got this from another guy you ought to check out. His name's Link's Garage, real cool guy. Yeah, and so the thing is he never really got it running right. And this is built by somebody in Illinois. This has got a lot of good parts on it, and the fabrication was done fantastically. But the engine doesn't quite run right. And after reading the plugs, yeah, it does look pretty good. This has a street title if I wanted to do that. But what I wanted to do is run it at the track. After reading the plugs on this thing, I found on the stator side, so the shifter side on this thing, it showed it as lean. Well, it was really hesitant coming off of the bottom and even wanting to idle evenly. I messed with the jetting a little bit, same thing, same lean issue. And, you know, it screams all day long, lean on that one side, crank seal. The problem with the Banshees is to properly do a crank seal replacement. It's not like a YZ250 or anything of that sort. You got to split the cases. And on the Banshees, it's like a sport bike. The case is split horizontally, not vertically. So we're gonna give it the razzle dazzle, the Dewey's Garage razzle dazzle. So, you know, if you port the absolute living crap out of them and this, that, you could probably get somewhere in the range of you know, reaching at 40s to 50, even though it's a twin cylinder. But we're going to go a 4 mil build on ours. And what does that mean? That means a 4 mil stroke and a 4 mil big bore. So I've got a pair of Electron carbs that are not on there. He was trying to a OEM upgrade carb set, same problem. They're in the ballpark of jetting. So, you know, why not go through it and make it right? The upper limits of this 4 mil build would be close to about 90 horsepower, which is pretty bonkers. So we're going to just call it 80, and well, it is what it is. But this XR650L, Nick, you still with me? Let's see here. The chat sometimes breaks on me. So, you know, let's see here. Top fans. We got top fans in here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Look, man, this is cool. I'm sub now. So if you're, I'll definitely be tuned back in. All right. Have a good day, my friend. Check in and look at some of my old stuff. In case we didn't lose you yet, there's supposed to be some material here. It went down into the engine on this XR back behind me. It's supposed to look something like that, but also not scored. But it ate big. Yeah, oh my. So, you know, this material went somewhere. We were hoping it was just going to be a simple top end. The XR650L, you can't do a top end in frame on these things. So I was screwed. I had to pull the whole engine, and after that I found this, and it's just been a shit show. So if you're still there, the flywheel, I broke 2 tools on it and then it stripped the thread on here for the flywheel puller. And I thought I could throw in the towel, which I did not do. Kind of wishing I did. But I said, you know what? You're not going to beat me. So I cut the damn thing off. But I don't have a... Yeah, I should have just thrown in the towel, but I didn't. So what I did, cut that off, split the cases, replaced all the bearings, found a donor crankshaft with good rod bearings on it, and put everything back together. These have a relatively low compression, but it's a 650. It's a great big piston. And so I upped the compression to, I think this is 10.5 to 1. We kept the same bore, and I've got a stage 1 camshaft on here, and we'll see what she does. I just got it back into the frame the other day, and I just wanted to come on here, and for the people that do follow what it is that I do here, I wanted to share. I want to talk about Banshee bikes. I wanted to talk about DRZ 400s. Here's my 2000 Model E model. And I've stroker big bored it, so it's a 462, but I've also put wide ratio gears in it. So I do a lot of trail, this year I haven't done crap for trail because when it rains, how much it's rained this year, things stay muddy. But I still hit up some dirt roads in it. And that's a 2000 E model. I've added kickstart to it. E model on DRZs means it's an off-road model, but it's got electric start. From 2000 through 2003, they had a K model, and that's why we have the kickstart as an option on there. The cases are shared with that kick model. So we added that as an option. All three of my DRZs, including my 2016 SM model for Supermoto, also a 462, sporting the, let's see, what would that be? Yeah, the FMF header and the Two Brothers slip-on, which I stretched to fit, and both the E model and the S model over here have a Barker's performance exhaust. Barker's! Get one on your bike today! But that's also a stroker big bore. And it's, all three of these are street legal. I did a little bit of fun with it through South Dakota and tagged it. We're in Kansas, so I got these two tagged in Kansas. This one belonged to a farmer that was a good friend of mine. I've maintained this bike for several years, and I have the old Bandit over here that needs a little carb clean. It's got one cylinder. It's just firing for crap. But we're going to look into that. I'm going to build this beast. Yeah. And what you might miss from this, let's see. Okay, we're back. Trying to see if anybody's in the chat. Hello, chat. Chat. I'm just hanging out here. Wanted to give an update on this. My birthday is next week, and I'm going to be an old man. Older man that still gets her sideways. But still got the cannons. Hit up 365 for a double today on bench press. And did a real solid pause single. Feeling pretty good. Wanting to do 405 again here pretty soon. We're going to wrap this thing up pretty quick. Got my tire pile. I'm going to have to cut up some tires. What else is going on? Hoping to get back out to the kart track with my friends soon and ride again with the cheater tires on the DRZ and on my YZ 444 and see if we can have a little bit of fun. Banshee bike coming up. We're going to do a build series on it. I have no clue what I'm doing, but I got a service manual and YouTube University, so we're going to try to cut that up and share that as it's going along. hoping to do it out here in the garage. We've got our heater in here, and we'll see what we can do. If we have any questions, I'll give the last 5 minutes or so for questions. And let me know if the chat is still working. Let's see, I got somebody sent me. Okay. Thank you, helper. But yeah, you know, this thing's been a real pain. It's the resistance that I've had on this XR650L has been pretty tremendous. And I just want to help a friend out. And that's what you should always do. And the chat is not behaving in case anybody is. All right. I've got some options here to look at. But we don't have a whole lot else going on. I've got a friend that wants me to do a wide ratio gear set on his DRZ. I might still do it. I haven't ordered any parts though. I'm setting on quite a bit of parts on the XR back here. So we got DRZ things. I might even throw something in later on this year, or it might bleed over into next year a little bit. I've got a 1700 Ford tractor. I think they did those 79 through 82. It's been my work tractor for quite some time. And best case scenario, the head gasket went out. Not so best case scenario, the head is cracked, or I have a jacket issue in one of the cylinder sleeves, or something. I hope not. Hope it's just a gasket and we can put everything back together. So I might share some of that on this channel. I'm looking forward to getting my tractor back. I would like to re-sleeve it. I'm going to look and see if I can re-sleeve it. But if we can't find anything, I've got a couple of hones over here. Hone her out. I'm going to have to pull the pistons out. It's like a traditional engine, so we'll have to drop the oil pan on it, go in through the crank, pull them out that way, or detach them and go through that way. So I don't know if we had anything on the chat. If there are any questions, I do not see them right now. But I'm looking to share that on this channel. I think I'm competent enough of a mechanic to do that. I'm going to have a service manual. I'm going to do that at my work. I want to get that tractor back up in operation. I was driving it a couple months ago, getting it ready for my boss to do some mowing, and I just got a tremendous amount of exhaust smoke into the radiator. It blew out a whole bunch of coolant, and I just lowered my RPMs and limped it back into the garage. And so it's a mess. I really like that tractor for spraying weeds. It's really helpful. And without it, you know, I've got to do it with a kind of a clumsy tractor, and I just don't have the dexterity. I need to be able to put that material specifically where I want it without having to touch it. So friends, I haven't seen anything since in our chat since Nick Mack said yikes. So if you did say any questions or have any comments, I didn't see anything after that. We're getting close to 30 minutes on this live. I don't really have anything else to share. I just wanted to show Banshee bike, talk about that, talk about the XR, show the DRZs, baby please, and my filthy ass shop. And you get in my chat, people get in my chat ever, don't say any ugly stuff like the person did at the very beginning of this. There's no call for that. I don't wish any ill upon you. I hope you learn your lesson and you go pet a wet dog. And hopefully you sit down somewhere on a wet cushion and you have a wet ass to learn your lesson. Then you and I would be square. But other than that, we're going to work on the XR tonight. I'm not going to put that on here. I'm going to kind of get it buttoned up and get us a little closer, hopefully this week, to doing a test start. I'm a little nervous. But I want to say, and again, I apologize if I don't see you in the chat there. Sometimes it breaks after a certain point, so don't hate me. Thanks for watching. Oh, yeah, it's back here. XR650L right back there. Yeah, all right. We'll extend it just a little bit longer for you since I saw it. Yeah, this happened to the piston. I think they fed it some dirty air at some point. This thing sat a while. It's a 2001. It's a 2001. And so they fed it some dirty air. It started eating oil and chewing off the piston skirt. It was scoring the cylinder wall. Then again, this is a friend of mine's. And, you know, obviously you can tell, well, you probably can't see it that well, but, well, maybe you can. You can see the horribleness that happened. I thought about getting this sleeved at some point, but I got a replacement cylinder, and we went up to 10.5 to 1 compression, and we went with a stage 1 cam. But since all that aluminum and metal got fed to the bottom end, we went ahead and refreshed it and put new bearings in. But to get to the bottom end, you have to remove the flywheel. I broke a couple of tools and a 3-jaw or 2-jaw and a 3-jaw puller, and I almost threw the towel in on this thing, on the flywheel, but I just cut the damn thing off. I cut it off, and I had to get a new crankshaft. This one's been a bear. It's not been very fun. But we've, you know, I've got it all back together and in the engine, or the engine's in the frame. We've got things kind of in a state of, yeah, parts are, some parts are easier than others. Crankshaft, a brand new crankshaft, I think we're looking at $1,000. And so I found a donor one. I found a donor flywheel, and a couple of new OEM parts. And again, we went with the higher compression and a stage 1 cam on there because he wanted a little bit more pizzazz to it. But yeah, parts has kind of been not so easy. People are selling new or rebuilt engines for more than the bike's worth, crazy amounts of money. So we're at the conclusion of this. And, you know, I don't want to do one of these ever again. Ever. I don't want to do it. I rank these right up here with the CRF 450X. You know, they have the 2005 through, what was it, 2012 or 2015 when they stopped doing them. I don't like it. I don't like them. I've had a bad experience, so I'm not going to do this again. So we're gonna wrap things up tonight. Cyclo, yeah, I've seen you in here before. You can send some DMs to me on Instagram if you would like, or comment on some other stuff you want to have, or send me an email if you want to have some other one-on-one conversations. duem21@gmail.com. And for that, we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it a night on our live, and I'm gonna get a few things done, and we'll see you next time.